All right, here she is, or here he is, Angus, kitty cat. It's been in the garage. I guess the cat got locked in the garage and decided to walk all over the car. So if you see paw prints all over it, well, that's because of that. We did do the long hauler power tour this year in this car, and it did fantastic, with one exception, one problem. Car did great, drove great. The only thing was I had an issue where it was pressurizing the gas tank. I put fuel in it, and after I drove it for a while, I guess the fuel would get hot, expand, fumes expand the gas tank to the point where it's pushing fuel back out of the gas cap. So I've never really had this issue before, but with this particular car I did. And the paint was so fresh and so new that it started eating up and deteriorating the clear coat just under the door here, the fuel door. So fresh, beautiful paint job. I was really proud of. The car is black and it turned out fantastic. Well, that screwed it up. So what happens? You got to fix it. So I fixed it. I had to prime it, had to work it, and then I painted this section and did a blend. I've never done a blend before. Not my thing. I'm usually when I paint the whole panel. But I'm going to try it because I didn't want to go back and take the car back apart and do all that. So I did a blend on here. Well, I don't know if you could see it on here, but my blend is, I know this is the kind of the early stage of a blend where let me just explain how this works. So you paint your base coat back in your blended area to cover it, and then you put a couple coats of clear just outside of where you put your paint to cover, and you kind of work that, do a couple coats, and you kind of feather your clear coat past that area a little bit, and then you get this blending agent, right? This blending agent called Blendz N, I think Sims makes it. It's supposed to be really good stuff. You take this and you put a couple coats directly after your last coat of clear on that area. So I would be spraying right around here. And the first time I did it, it looked really kind of gross and didn't look right. It didn't, it definitely looked wet and looked like the old clear around the area that I was blending was activated and kind of started to melt. And then the second coat of that stuff, because you're only supposed to put a couple coats on, it just started to run like crazy. It just melted the face off of this thing. It's crazy. So as you can see, I think you can see, maybe, I don't know how well the lighting is in here, but it's got a, my name signed in it and like a curtain here. So yeah, not my favorite thing, runs in paint. I think I can get it out. I think I can sand it and flatten it out, and I think I can sand and buff this and blend it in. At least I hope I can. So that's what I'm going to do tonight and see if I can get this panel looking at least halfway decent. I still need to paint the fuel door on it and put that back on, and that basically completes the car. It'll be a running, driving, functional, I hope really nice looking specimen of a Foxbody. The interior in the car is great. It's original leather interior car, special ordered, I guess. It has one tier in the driver's seat over there. I'm gonna have to get that reupholstered or redone at some point, so I'll probably buy an interior kit for it. But it's not that bad. Everything in the car works. It's nice. She's a pretty clean car. I been super happy with it. And do a little walk by. I did the LMR billet door handles on the car, and I love them. If you guys are considering that, I think it's a really good option. I think they look great, really easy to install. They clean up the edge of the car right there. I do think they are a little bit more stable, and they don't rattle, and less prone to breaking, and you don't have to worry about the door handle issue. I've had, I don't know how many sets of door handles I've put on these cars over the years, and they just don't last. Like, I'll get brand new ones. They'll last a couple of months, and then they break or do something weird or start scrubbing up here on the top. And that's the biggest problem I've found with the stock ones, is they start rubbing up here and then messing up the paint. These you can set so they don't do that, and it's beautiful. So dig that. All right, well, I've talked a lot. There she is. She needs a cut and buff for sure. But the first thing we're gonna do is fix this back and hopefully take some ugly off of that. So I'm gonna do that tonight, see where we end up. All right, looks like it turned out pretty good. It was a success. Back in action. So, guys, we'll see you next time on Southeast Speed Shop.